Here, this is Jaslin in the Philippines. I miss you guys. It's been a week. I was missing in action last week because we were rushing on and busy on one of this medical conference and congress in the Philippines by Primar. Thank you for inviting us, Simply Nature, to join the congress, and it was a wonderful time that we have. Thank you, Jack from Taiwan, our main office, our GM. And on how PPAR can actually help on assisting people with cancer, metabolic syndrome, degenerative disease, and so on and so forth. So thank you once again, Jack, for coming down and help us out on this medical congress. And thank you for all the doctors, Dr. Jason, Dr. Ruby, Dr. Joanne, and who else? Dr. Austria, and Dr. Ben, and Dr. Joel for bringing us in the presence of Primar Congress this year. So see you next year once again. All right. Thank you everyone for watching once again. This is Simply Nature, Healthy and Sexy. Jaslin every Thursday, 8 a.m. with you. All right. What have I been sharing for the last few weeks? I think I just want to recap on the magandang umaga, my friends in the Philippines and my friends in Singapore. 大家早上好 friends in Macau as well. 大家早安. And once again, to change your body, you must first change your mind. Seriously, if you doesn't change your mind, there's no change in action, therefore things will not change. All right. So please do not expect a different result with the same set of action. Do something today, so that it will change your mind, your spirit, your soul, and your body. All right, it's coming Christmas, everyone. So, bear in mind, we'll be feasting, we'll be having fun, we'll be eating a lot of things. Just make sure that you are prepped for it, do not put on weight during this season. All right, so the truth is many people have been experiencing painful and annoying skin condition, often from congestion of bowel, liver, kidney, and the main organs that has not been detoxing. Mainly, these are people that are suffering from migraine, constipation, acid reflux. These are the telltale signs. Alright, hi Santos, good morning. Yes, healthy is sexy. And when these organs are clogged with toxic, our skin started to experience that by going through the elimination process, which is not the norm, and this elimination process actually started from all the basic 5 which I mentioned. Please listen to the previous episode on my YouTube. But then it has come through the skin right now in order to detox. So thankfully, there are ingredients and there are solutions out there I've mentioned during my last episode. And that actually will help you a lot. Little tips over here. Fruits like lemon, ginger, beet, and parsley can really help you to detox. And the things I mentioned is you need to detox your liver as well as your blood. Alright, so if you miss it, please tune in to the last episode that I've just mentioned on people suffering from skin issue. Alright, hi Janisha, thank you. Thank you for watching. Sorry guys, I missed you last week. Welcome once again. So rich woman, thank you girls for listening to me. So what I'm going to share with you this week, it's sign that there are toxic people in your life. So I'm sharing more about the people that I've been surrounding with, not so much on the food, but more on the interactions and relationship that you have been experiencing, for the last donkey years. Then you realize that these are the people that, not to avoid, but I guess is to try to stay away from, or at least that you are not part of them. All right. So who are these 5 or what are these 5 or 8 signs that I'm going to talk about that is going to affect you? Do look out for people having this 8 sign. All right, 8 sign of people that you want to stay away from, or at the very least to think if you fall into this 8 sign category. Are you the one that is toxic among your people? So if you are listening out there, stay tuned. All right, so number 1, those people that always play the victim. Alright, so even if they have done something wrong, this toxic individual always play the victim. No matter what happened, they try to spin it around so that it's someone else's fault. Did you hear me? Are you that some person? Do you have friends around you that are like that? Even if it's really something innocent, being like late at work, or they blame it on the traffic, or you have missing stationery, a flat tire or some other excuses, is never your fault. You know, in argument, they will often try to reframe the situation to make you look like you are the bad guy. And even if the situation had nothing to do with you, you know, they are not late, you know, you are just early, or so on and so forth. Keep an eye out of this repetitive theme in your argument or your disagreement. Then these are the people that you know, they're always playing victim. You know, you want to stay away from them before you get yourself in trouble. Alright. Number 2, these people actually demand attention. So much attention. It's typically that you can't pay attention to anything or anything else around you except this detox person. Alright. So I'm naming these people detox people because these are the people that you want to stay away from, or are you the one? Alright. So they often try to find ways to bring your attention back to them, regardless of the situation. Alright, so they are talking to someone else, and even if a topic doesn't involve them, poof, they appear right in front of you. You know, they will want to converse in a situation and try to turn it around to their attention. Many people, especially nowadays, with the rise of social media, well, social media, that's what I'm doing now, is inherent that this is something that people nowadays do struggle with, alright? Do struggle with the ability to focus, as well as beside needing the immediate sphere of interest to yourself. You know, it's pretty common, I guess, that people have been abusing social media, you know, many things out there that is trying to get attention for themselves. I mean, I'm using social media for endorsing my company, obviously, right? I mean, endorsing things that I'm doing right now. What are my interests? What are the things out there? What are the world discussed issue, health issue, you know? But there are people that's using social media for their own self-seeking attention. So, are you the person? Are you needing that kind of attention? Do you crave for that attention all the time? You know, as much as I could, you know, I try to stay out of the screen, but this is what it is. You know, in the today's world, people are using this social media as a marketing tool to let the people know in the world that you exist. You know, the company exists, the product exists. So these are the people that you find it difficult to building an emotionally fulfilling relationship with a person like them, because they are always seeking for attention. They are always talking. They are always the one that is expecting you to be hearing them out. So do consider, if you are this kind of person, or you do meet people like them, you know, I'm not saying that you totally stay away from them, but you know how to not feed their ego, not feed their attention, but you know, spend time and counsel them and talk it out, you know, to see if this is the kind of problem they are facing. So number 3, there are people out there, they are really toxic because they are really abusive. Alright, toxic people tend to be abusive as part of their personality. They will be verbally abusive if they don't get their way around. Especially, they will try to manipulate the people around them to make sure that their plan works. So toxic people aren't necessarily physical abusive. I'm talking about verbal abusive right now. You know, emotionally abuse and manipulation can be just as dangerous as physical abuse. I mean, if you grow up with a family that is, you know, verbally abusive, parents always putting down the kids, you know, spouses always putting down on their spouses, be it whether they did it right or wrong, there's no encouragement, there's no kind word, there's always things that is never enough, you didn't do enough, then you could be actually fall into the category of being verbally abusive. In extreme case, they may even resort to physical abuse, because this is a lifestyle, this is a habit. You know, you get used to talking abusive word, then later your actions will follow in an abusive manner. You often see emotionally abused relationship when dealing with people who exhibit addictive behavior. You know, it's get used to it. They are so happy, sure, that they just want to put people down all the time, 24 hours. So, you know, do look out for these people. Do not be affected by them emotionally. You know, do not be falling into the trap of going into an argument, you know, because these people will try to make sure that they win. You know, they always win, they're never wrong, as I mentioned, or they could be the victim as well. So this relationship can sometimes become mentally toxic, because you will fall into that category of argument with them, you know, never ending. All right, should you avoid with these people? My answer is yes. All right, but staying away is not the only thing, if especially this is your loved one, and you, if you guys are always staying at home together. All right, so hi Catherine, thank you for watching. Not really staying away permanently. Some cases you can't even stay away because it's your spouse. All right, it's your parents, they're living under the roof. What do you have to do with it? I mean, stay away from this kind of argument, but instead do the reverse. Be kind, be encouraged to the person, spend time bonding. I know it's not easy, but I mean, you rather do the reverse, because reverse psychology sometimes do work. All right, number 5, these are the people, as I said, they are never wrong. The 5th kind of sign that you are thinking that this person are really toxic in your life, they're never wrong. All right, if you tell them that they are wrong, especially if you back up with even research and facts, most people in this category will not admit their mistake or apologize. Toxic people are incapable of recognizing that they are wrong about something. They will actually redirect to make it as someone else's fault. As I mentioned on my point 2, the worst kind of person are this habitual liar, because they are so good at turning the situation around and make it seem like it is your fault, and it's not which precisely is not your fault. And they could actually fabricate pretty much the fact, that you're trying to express the facts and the theory behind, but they could actually fabricate a new kind of theory and try to fit into your head. So often, we're so convinced with our own lies that they don't even realize that you're actually constructing falsehood. And these are the people that they were never wrong. So do look out for people like that and stay away from them. But if they are your loved ones staying on the same roof, just not fall into an argument with them. All right. So number 6, I'm already on number 6. So these are the people that actually are disrespectful to you and others. And people like them, they actually are people who are more with a bitterness or anger, because or probably they are young, they are taught of not respecting others even if they are young. Even if you are falling into an argument or a disagreement, there are people of that category, because of their childhood, they are growing up, they are raised up to be disrespectful to people. This toxic individual have chosen to leave that lesson behind of claiming that because this is just childish, but actually they from young they started to behave disrespectful even on little things. Most likely they grew up from a very different condition of the childhood, which is really hard, or probably grew up with a family which is always suffering from anger, bitterness, and difficulties in their life, that they will also find blames on others, and they will do things that are disrespectful. They often have no manners, as I said, because of the upbringing. They never say things like please or thank you. These are foreign terms to them, right? So they would probably sometimes say blunt word or vulgar word because they grew up in an environment that are like that. So to them, to call someone friends, to call someone loved ones, or to even say I love you, or to even say things like I appreciate it very much, is rare and foreign to them, because they never grew up in a love environment. They always grew up in a very harsh environment. That's why things like that never fall into the category. It was never their vocab in the first place. So therefore they will become as well as very disrespectful, because they never knew better than that. So sometimes it is true that we want to stay away from people like that, but the truth is, if you look behind every person's story, every person's upbringing, there is actually a root issue behind them, why they were like that in the first place, because they were never grew up in an environment of love, of encouragement, of kindness, of patience. So therefore they became disrespectful. So I leave it to you. If you happen to be the one I'm talking about, you start to realize that when you talk, people stay away from you. When you are trying to get close to people, people run away from you. Or when you're in an argument, you realize that how come it's never your fault, then you have to evaluate, who do you want to be. As I said, if you do not change your mind, you will not change your action. Realize that these are the things that you have been causing discomfort to your friends around you, to the people around you, because maybe there's some points that I've mentioned that are sign about you behaving like that. That's why if you wanted to change, then I coming to the point 7. Take responsibility, because toxic people don't take responsibility. But if you want to change, you have to take first the responsibility that you are the 6th person that I mentioned, and you want to have change. And toxic people that doesn't take responsibility, they always talks about people that are wrong, and it's a blame game kind of thing. They play victim once again. It's a vicious cycle. These traits go hand in hand, because if you don't take responsibility, it was never your fault. You will never get to change. You never knew that there was things to be changed. So there, I'm coming to the 8th point right now, because it's all linked. If you don't take responsibility, most likely you are a toxic person that never listen. All right, even if I'm talking right now and you realize that you belong to the 6th sign that I've just mentioned above me, and you are not listening right now, I'm saying, so most likely you are the toxic person as well. So toxic person are prone to always interrupt others. Even I'm talking right now, probably you're interrupting. Oh, that's not true. This is not what it is. You don't never understand about me. You don't know what I've gone through. So precisely, you're not listening. If you don't listen, it's hard for people to tell you the truth, because truth hurts, right? So they will find that even your best friend, the people around you that love and care about you, wanted to tell you the truth, but you choose to turn away. You choose to tune out of what they're saying. While you're talking, you are not listening, and you're prone to interrupt people even before they start to finish, especially in an argument, because you think that you are always right and you're never wrong. And that's the reason why you are not listening. And most frightening thing of this toxic individual is actually when they think that they are right and the people around there are wrong, they tend to lack this compassion as well, and empathy around the people around them, because they were always a victim. So they are expecting empathy and compassion from them. That's why they expect people to listen to them than the other way around. This is actually pretty frightening, because then they will again talk about they wanted your attention, they demand your attention, they play the victim. They'll think that whatever you say is abusive, you're judgmental, so on and so forth. They don't recognize that what their behavior to others are causing discomfort, and because they don't care, because they don't recognize the trait, that's why it's hard for them to find friends they will really consider this friendship. So sometimes people will feel bad about staying away from people like them. They are toxic, they are causing discomfort, they're causing affecting their life. But once again, look at it. If you don't fall into this 8th category of that, let me repeat, all right? If you are not the one that play the victim, number 1. If you are not, number 2, if you're not the one that always demand attention, number 3. If you're not the one that is, when you talk, you're clearly abusive, number 4. If you're not the one that when you're talking, you're always judgmental, number 5. If you're not the one that always say, I'm never wrong, number 6. If you're not the one that's always disrespectful to people, you always never say no or never say thank you, number 7. If you're not the one that will not take responsibility, and last but not least, number 8, if you're not the one that is a poor listener, then you are actually in the best position to help these people who are suffering from this 8th issue right now in their life, which is, I could say honestly, is plentiful, because with all the 8 I've just mentioned, these are the telltale sign of these toxic people that are suffering from this 8 demanding emotional issue. If they are not handled proper in that manner, and these are the telltale sign of people falling into depression. All right, so depressions are on the rise right now, whether you like it or not, in a worldwide issue. is because they are suffering from this 8 emotional sign they've just mentioned. It could be a childhood issue, it could be abusive environment they're staying in, it could be a health issue they're going through, it could be an emotional issue because they have just fallen out of love, or it could be an issue that they have gone through because they just came out of a divorce. It could be an emotional issue because they just lost their loved ones. Because if these 8 are not handled, these are the root cause of people falling into depression. Falling into depression is not a small thing right now, because the next state they will be is very much dependent on counseling. And if you are a good person out there, I'm talking to you right now, if you are a person with a good heart and with a way, that you are a good person out there that wanted to help these people, then if you do notice that these toxic people are suffering from these 8 different signs that I've just mentioned, then go out and reach out, go out and be their friends, be a listening ear, see where you can help. Because if these 8 issues that are not handled, they will fall into depression, then they are very highly falling into dependent on drugs, and this is not the way to go ultimately, right? I mean, not that drugs doesn't work, but it's not a long-term solution. So I just mentioned the 8, it looks like when I start, it looks like I'm telling you to stay away, but the truth is, the more you stay away from these people, I'm telling you, it's going to get more. This depression, people are getting more and more each day, because honestly, they are the 8 that I just mentioned, 8 signs that I just mentioned. If you do see anyone out there that need help, do reach out. All right, so that's all for you today. Just want to share something very on the soul level this week, because I felt that if your spirit and your soul are not handled well, this is also the root cause of all the health disease that's coming out. Just a little mention about people that is always playing the victim, always needing attention and abusive. You'll be surprised, surprised and not be surprised that people that are suffering from all this issue and are people that we realize that are facing some cancer issue right now. They are a little bit of the similar issue. People with breast cancer, they always had a lot of bitterness, in their life. They always went through a lot of things, they are very negative about life. It's probably because accumulating years of going through all the 8 signs I mentioned, that they are actually feeling very negative in life. That's why all this negative and stress will result to your health issues. So, whether you like it or not, the soul level and the body level and the spiritual level is all connected. That's why I'm saying, if you are overly stressed in your life, you should be settling on your soul as well and your spirit. If you're not happy about life, then you have to ask yourself why you're not happy, because it's all in the soul level. Therefore, it will manifest in the action. All right, so thank you for watching once again. This is Simply Nature, Healthy and Sexy Jaslin, every Thursday 8 a.m. And I hope you enjoy today. All right, so do give a helping hand. So if you like my show, please like on my Facebook page as well as Simply Nature Facebook page. If you have missed many episodes, this is my 32 episode. If you have missed the 31 episode of my health tips, click on to the YouTube channel on the 3rd link. And as well as thank you for being featured on Asia Entrepreneur once again, and join the community, win the product on the 5th link. I have plenty of link, right? And the 6th link is definitely on the health solution that we're running right now in the land of the Philippines and Asia right now, is how people has been helping a lot of people right there with a lot of health issue, whether it's metabolic syndrome, cancer, or what you call it, degenerative disease. So click on to the last link. And last but not least, if you want to find out more about us, click on simplynature.asia. All right, so signing out here, Jaslin. Thank you for watching once again. All right, bye.